Hi guys, Legend of Old is here, bringing you an Impact Wrestling review, baby. Yes, I am back. Impact is on a roll, and they've been on a roll for a long time. The Knockouts rule is the thumbnail I've put on here. Jordan Grace, you know what I'm saying? The special Jordan Grace. Watching her for a long time, see how she's grown, and she's grown to a one fine competitor. You know what I'm saying? One of the best in the world. JG Jordan Grace, the Juggernaut. You can harm me, no. You can harm me, no. If you know, you know where that song comes from. But yeah, Knockout started the show and ended the show. Hey, they are the main part of Impact Wrestling and TNA. They always have been since the TNA days. Impact Wrestling has built a foundation on the Knockouts, and they have not disappointed ever. So we're gonna review this April 27th, 2023. Impact Wrestling, baby. Let's basically the show kicked off. Jordan Grace versus Masha Slamovich, a rematch of sorts. How many times have they faced each other? Is it 3 times now? I can't remember. But yeah, man, these two always put on great matches. To be honest, they had a match. I can't remember where it was. Which pay-per-view it was. They put on. It was like a hardcore match. They put on a match of the year candidate in my eyes. These two always have great matches together. These two have great chemistry. Um, so it's just that Masha is starting to rack up a lot of losses now. I don't want Masha to kind of get lost in the shuffle because Masha is such a great talent, and Jordan needs to keep momentum going as well. So I don't know if they should have done this match so early after the pay-per-view, after Rebellion, but they should have kept each other away from. So after this, hopefully they can keep away from each other for a little bit now and let Masha breathe a little bit because she needs some W's. Because Grace did win this match by a jackknife pin. Um, but yeah, hard hitting match, you know what I'm saying? Vader bombs, Masha hitting these off German suplexes. She hit like a pop handle, um, Cobra clutch German suplex pin. It was great. It was great. This woman is Masha is special as well. Um, and these forearm shots between these two, they do not hold back against each other at all. They expect the best from each other and they deliver each time they're in the ring together. power power players, these two in this division and in the world at this point. Jordan Grace looks great. She wrestles great. She's very charismatic. Always has been. Um, Masha very charismatic. The Russian bombshell. Um, yeah, so Jordan Grace picks up the dub here, as you'd probably expect, especially the way booking's been going recently. So in terms of like their trajectory at this point in time, Masha's kind of middling out a bit. They're kind of finding something for her to do. They haven't really got much for her. She's been teaming up with Bully recently, so she might be helping Bully out from now on for a little bit, and not so much in the title picture. And Jordan Grace is literally going to be thrust right back into that title picture because Jordan Grace deserves to be there in that main event slot, and she will be, that's for sure. Especially how the show ended. But yeah, um, as I said, the knockouts rule, man. This is what it's about for Impact. The knockouts are the focal point of this company, and they should be. Because that's where it started with beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? Gail Kim, Awesome Kong, the Taylor Wilds. You know what I'm saying? The Hamadas, the Saritas, the Taras. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it should be. So yes, after that we have a random PCO Champagne Sing match because um literally my boy Macklin comes out to kind of basically call out PCO and come on PCO, you wanna tap me from behind, huh? Macklin's kind of got him. PCO comes out, Perfect Creation 1, and then Champagne Singer flipping What's it? How about the Shira? He comes out. I actually can't remember his name. Shira comes out, attacks PCO, and then Santino comes out, and then they try and pay him off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they try and pay off Santino, bro. And Santino's like, yes, I'll take the money, but you have paid your way into a match with PCO to Champagne Singh. So Champagne Singh, he's got a match with PCO now apparently. So I was like, okay. So all right, so he's got a match with PCO. Um, good little matchup. You know, so as you expect, PCO's gonna squash him, as you expect. But Champagne Singh put up a little bit of a fight, and I was like, okay, put a little fight here, real quick. I was like, all right, okay. But yeah, that happened. PCO obviously gets the W, the PCO Salt, that's what they call it, on commentary. So I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Champagne Singh and Shearer got literally barred from ringside, so that's why he never got involved in the match. But it went a lot longer than expected, to be honest. I think there was a video package from Nick Aldis, you know, saying his humble beginnings to now, showing how he's gonna go after Macklin and become the champion he should have been while he was in Impact before, just to show his growth, to show that he's going to become the world champion once again in Impact Wrestling. And all of a sudden, flipping, I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, oh no, my boy got injured, broken nose. Joe Hendry is injured for his match with Gene. Man, well, the Digital Media Championship showed images of his nose, and I'm like, oh my gosh, broken nose. I'm like, gee whiz, how long is Joe Hendry gonna be out? But yeah, we still believe Joe. We still believe. We still believe Joe. But yeah, after that, we have a little backstage promo from the design, saying how they're gonna get Sami Callihan. They're gonna beat his ass. They're gonna make you. We're gonna teach you a lesson. You know, I brought you in, Sami. I believed you, and you betrayed me. You know what I'm saying? But the seventh step, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna destroy you. And that's basically the ins and outs of the promo. Just kind of make yourself up at the same time, but at the same time, that's the kind of gist of that promo. And then the Coven have another backstage segment in the Room of Darkness, the Void, where the Coven reside. Kylan King and Taylor Wilde, they look at the cards, they have premonitions what the cards have in store for Deonna Purrazzo later tonight, because that's the main event, Taylor Wilde versus Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa. And then yes, that's the end of that segment. I really like the Coven. Coven's a great little team. At first, I was like, it's kind of weird. Kylan King with Taylor Wilde, what the heck? And then Kylan King has really grown in this role. He's kind of out there for her, but she kind of plays out very well now. She's become more the witch than Taylor Wilde is now. She's kind of weird. She's like, we're gonna kick some bitch ass. She out here like Poison Ivy, like Michelle. Oh my god, she out here, bro. That's funny. We played Poison Ivy in Batman and Robin. Who was it again? It was what is her name? Uma Thurman. I was just about to say Michelle Pfeiffer. Uma Thurman. That's what Kylan King reminds me of now. We're gonna kick some virtue ass. It's like I said, that Lady Freeze when I pulled that plug. This is a one-woman show. So I feel like Kylan King is doing like playing the Poison Ivy role in the Coven, which I love. Kylan King has so much charisma. I'm glad that Impact has picked her up. She deserves it to be in a prominent spot on this show. Yeah, so we have Johnny Swigger trying to get to his 50 wins. The road to 50. Him and Ziggy Dice, flipping Ziggy out here, pretending to be a luchador to get to get Johnny Swigger a win. But then Santino caught up with them backstage like, nah, Habby, that don't count. It's getting rescinded. Oh my gosh, because he literally gave him a small package and then got the W. But Santino was like, nah, that's Ziggy Dice. You ain't no luchador. And then Ziggy Dice did something funny at the end. He was like, amigo. What do you say? Amigo. A key or something like that. What he said. Oh man. But it was funny. It was funny. And then after that segment, we have like a BTI segment because Kenny King had a match earlier before the show with a guy that I don't really know, a local competitor. Kenny King was did a dive to the outside, and then he went to commentary when that Tanya went at him because he was talking about Nick Aldis, and then he goes, I'm sorry." And then Kenny King goes, "You should be looking at the match. You should be saying what I'm doing out there, not talk about Nick Aldis." So apparently, this might be an early feud for Nick Aldis. You know what I'm saying at this point. Gio's out there. Gio was like, "What the heck is going?" Gio was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're sorry." Gio was out there as well. Gio looking nice as always. Love me some Gio. Um, Kenny King roll flush. Got the W earlier on, but then it leads into what's happening now on the show. Kenny King talking with this guy. The guy is grateful for having a match with Kenny King. Kenny King's like, "Get the heck out of here, man." He shook his hand, but then he said, "Get the heck out, man. Get the guy out of the King's presence." And then he goes to the young upstart, the highly touted Gene. Um, and he talks to him about it, goes, "You remind me of me. Just keep your head in the swivel and don't trust anybody." So obviously he's trying to get up on a little alliance there backstage. So it's going to be interesting to see where this lance between King and Gene go. So we're going to see how that goes. Interesting developments happening on Impact. They're doing a little rebuilding for Under Siege. So I like the way they just rebuild, you know what I'm saying, from like a big pay-per-view at Rebellion and just kind of restock, refuel, reconstruct for the next pay-per-view, which is Under Siege coming up. So yeah, I like the way the show's going so far. It's going pretty well. Great world building, as it were. So we have the design, you know what I'm saying, versus Ace and Bay Club. Bullet Club. It is real. So have that your A, B, and C, you know what I'm saying? Defending the tag belts, you know what I'm saying? It's Angels and Core. What's his name? Core? Is his name in Impact Core? I think it's Core. Let me check, make sure I get his name right. Get his name. Name in the Con. There we go. Con. Kon. It's Con. There we go. Just make sure I got his name right. So yeah, they have a decent little tag match as well. Bay got injured halfway through the match, which kind of slowed it down a bit. But you know, Ace Austin's a consummate professional. Kept it on his side. Got beaten down for most of the match. And then when Bay got his bearings back, got that injury kind of eased a little bit. Then the tag team shenanigans ensued, and it was a great end sequence to the match. And Sami Callihan went out there to attack my boy. Oh my gosh, to attack Dieter, the king of flipping for the Zion. Beat him up for a little bit, and then they chased Sami Callihan, drove him out the match backstage. But at the same time, Khan got hit with the double team finisher. Got hit with the what was it called? The not Aces High, the fold and base finisher. I literally can't remember Chris Base. What was Chris Base finisher called again? What is his finisher again? I'm trying to find his finisher. Let's find his finisher. I don't like saying people's names finishes without knowing what they are. The Art of Finesse. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, is it what it's called? Art of Finesse? Let me find it because I think I just came up with it, but it's the Art of Finesse. Yeah, the Art of Finesse. So I'm going with the Art of Finesse. I can't see it, but it's called the Art of Finesse. You just come back to me now. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, here's where that does that springboard cutter that he does, and then the fold where he does that front flip blockbuster that Ace Austin does. So they've done that back to back. 1, 2, 3. Boom. So he did that on Allen Angels for the win. Keep the belts. Impact Tag Team Champions Ace and Bay, the Bullet Club. ABC get the dub. You know what I'm saying? Boys keep the belts. Hopefully, Chris Bay's all right. Hopefully, his ankle's not too banged up, and he can just keep defending these tag belts. So we'll see if he's recovered enough. And then flipping Fandango, Dango, Dirty Dango, is doing some detective work because Santino got attacked backstage again. But Santino had a piece of hair, so he's gonna do some inspecting on that. And then we see um, Death Dolls backstage. Jessica and Rosemary talking about the undead realm. And then Crazy Steve comes back. So apparently he's got some ideas to get into the undead realm and just see what the heck's going on. Because they're trying to find Tyre. Because Tyre's missing. You know what I'm saying? And we know where Tyre is. She's in AEW. Try and get the belt off, you know what I'm saying, Jade Cargill. So she's trapped in another dimension. She's in the AEW dimension. That's where she is right now. But Rosemary's still looking good. I love me some Rosemary. Every time I see Rosemary on my TV screen, I get excited. In more ways than one. Anyway, let's continue. Speaking of excited, so Alicia Sparks is on their back, baby. Yes. Oh, one of my girls, man, one of my faves on the indie scene. Oh my gosh, Alicia Sparks is perfection personified. My gosh, she looks incredible. Alicia Sparks always looks good. But she has a match versus Jody Fret, one of the big signings from Impact in the women's division. Canadian native. That's where they're in right now. They're in Canada, so Jody Fret gets a huge pop. Good little matchup for Jody Threat. Alicia Sparks always been good. Never signed by a major company, which I find weird. This woman is so very good in the ring. I'm surprised she hasn't been tied down in a major deal at some point by a major promotion. I'm surprised Impact hasn't picked her up, to be honest. It's kind of weird to me. Especially with some of the talent and the look of Alicia Sparks. She looks like money. She wrestles like money. She's a great performer. Very charismatic. Inside and out of the ring. So I'm surprised for that. But Jody Fret hits the F416 for the win. Area code. That left-sided F5 that she hits. She does it on the other side. She doesn't do it the conventional way on the right. She does it on the left. But yeah, man, Alicia Sparks, she needs to get picked up. Somebody out there, pick up Alicia Sparks. Impact. If you want some really good female talent on this roster, which I know you love to use and love to do, pick up Alicia Sparks, please. Please get Sparks on the roster. She needs to be Impact bound ASAP. Okay, let's get Alicia Sparks on primetime TV. Let's flip and go, bro. Jody Fret picks up the win. That's Alicia Sparks. Okay. So then we have a vignette for Killer Kelly. She wants someone to play with, as she says. That's a little video package that she has. That red lighting, that dark, dingy red lighting that she likes to use on those segments. She wants to play with Masha, and Masha Slamovich has got a feud with Killer Kelly, so it's the feud's still ongoing between these two. So that's interesting. I like that. Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich, get them something to do for now. As Killer Kelly likes to play with her opponents, so that should be interesting. Both plays mind games with each other with our other competitors, so it's gonna be good. So then Gia Miller has a sit-down interview with Frankie Kazarian, recalling his career so far from where it started and where it is now, in present day. And apparently it's going to continue for next week. So it's going to be a little week-to-week type of thing for Frankie Kazarian. So looks like they're giving Frankie a push. So they're doing a sit-down interview, so I don't know where this is going. So he might be facing Macklin at some point, it looks like. They're doing a little build-up for Frankie, part 2 next week. But then we have the main event of the evening. Diana Perazzo, the Virtuosa, versus The Witch. Let's get wild. Taylor Wilde. So Dion the champion comes in, very technical match, just like the first match was with Masha and Jordynne Grace. Um, hey, we already know Taylor Wilde can go in that ring, hold for hold. She's up there with the Virtual, so we know this. The queen of the arm drag. That's what I call Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde, the best arm drags in the business today. No one can beat Taylor Wilde on an arm drag. We know this. She hasn't been doing it recently because she's a villain now. She's a heel character now, so she doesn't do it anymore. But she's playing hold for hold through the end of this matchup, the first half of this match. Great arm submissions to start the matchup. You know what I'm saying? Get a little wrist lock, the arm lock. You know what I'm saying? Got a side headlock. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hold for hold, move for move, and then Taylor Wilde also take over. It's getting a bit dirty. Hair flips, hair grabs, hair throw. You know, stomp into the chest, stomp into the face. You know, getting a bit wild out there. You know what I'm saying? She likes to get a bit wild. Kylan King playing a little role in the match as well, swiping at the legs of Virtuos from time to time, putting the neck on the ropes, all that kind of stuff. the typical heel stuff that Kylan King would do on the outside. And Deonna starts to counteract. You know what I'm saying? Kylan King takes her out for a little bit, does a dive outside, takes out Kylan for a little bit. Then Deonna gets the Venus de Milo for the submission win. Taylor Wilde submits. She goes, I give up. In a way. So, because her arms are tied up, she can't tap. So she had to verbally submit. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Deonna Purrazzo keeps the title, the Knockouts belt. Kylan King and Taylor Wilde beat her down. Jordynne Grace comes out. So they continue in this feud because Deonna's the one who beat Jordynne Grace to get the belt in the first place. Well, no. She should beat Mickie James. No. Yeah, she beat Jordynne Grace. We'll talk about Mickie James gave her the belt. We'll talk about. I'm talking about them way back. Yeah, she beat Jordynne Grace to get the belt in the first place when Mickie James vacated it. But yeah, it's cool. So Jordynne Grace is after that belt once again. She wants a rematch. She's like, I'm coming for that belt. I'm coming for that #1 spot. Scheme, plot, plot. Jordynne Grace coming out, shaking the Virtuosa's hand. And that's the way they end the show. Deonna raising high the title and Jordynne Grace in the background, blurred out. So, yeah, good addition of Impact Wrestling. You know, yeah, I love me some Impact, man. Impact Wrestling, April 27th, 2023. Really good show. Getting the ball rolling in terms of the Under Siege. So we're getting into little matchups here and there, so you kind of see where they're going in terms of what match is about to turn up at Under Siege. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So yeah, so tell me, guys, think in the comment section down below. Anyone sees this video, Impact is on the roll, and I love to see it. Great women's wrestling, and hey, the Knockouts division is where it's at. The Knockouts rule. Let's flip and go. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.